Welcome back to the FarmCast. Today I'm talking with Jared Wyatt about the evolving and ever-growing role of CTAC operations within the 21st century org. So I guess, to start out, simply what does CTAC stand for? Give me a base of what you guys do day to day.
CTAC stands for Customer Technical Assistance Center. We're basically a call center where we can handle basically everything for the company. We handle internal support, technical support for our internal team, whether it be sales, parts, service, focus mainly heavily on service, helping the service guys out that need technical assistance to help get those guys a remedy in-field solution faster. We're helping our sales guys out by moving MTGs, which is the JD Link side of it, to make sure that they're in the right account, they're where they need to be, get those things transferred on the back side, and then also helping our parts people, if they're needing technical assistance, looking stuff up. We always want customers to feel like they can call their local service or local dealer and local sales. If they don't want to just call into their service and have a service tech come out, we're that expertise for them where they can call into us, depending on if they've got a support package or not, and depending on the length of time that they're talking to us, it might be for a fee. So say like we're helping them out for an hour, helping them troubleshoot and helping them work on their particular piece of equipment themselves. Instead of calling a tech, there might be a fee for something like that.
Well, correct, but in the long run, it would save the money. If they have to call a tech out regardless, or if they have to call you, them working on it is cheaper than a tech working on it. And that's why that's necessary. It's a middle ground for that. So if they need technical assistance as far as, diagnosing a problem and then even getting to the next part where getting parts to fix that problem or vice versa, that's where you guys come into play. And that's where it'll be nice. I guess another thing to hit on here is service remote and how you guys can see codes and whatnot, and how our two positions, me and Precision Ag and you guys in CTAC, can kind of split that role, and how we can, hopefully share some of that load.
There's advanced machine monitoring that we do. We watch trouble codes and things like that. And if they send off expert alerts, those machines, it'll notify us, and we kind of watch those things, and we'll proactively reach out to the customer and say, hey, we're seeing this kind of issue on your machine based off the codes that it's throwing. We recommend, you doing this, taking these steps, and to help them alleviate having potential downtime later on in the season.
And yeah, that's the exact same thing for Precision Ag as well. I mean, maybe a little bit different code-wise, but overall, same strategy. And so I guess the overarching theme of CTAC is truly saving the customer time, and then in doing so, saving the money. So go into that for me a little bit about why that job is important and why it's a necessary step for our company to do for our customers.
It's necessary because we all understand, time is money, and these guys are trying to push, whether it be early in the morning or late at night, having an extended place for extended hours to call, or even another line to call, helps these guys out and get these problems solved a lot quicker. I look back at a guy the other day. He called me up, had an issue with the tractor. I gave him two options, and he's like, well, I'm not comfortable poking the screen here. I'm not a technician. And I'm like, I know you're not, but I can see exactly your screen. I can tell you exactly what buttons to push. You're going to be my technician in the field, and this is going to save you time. We solved the problem in 5 to 10 minutes. Otherwise, he was going to have to wait a day and a half for a service technician to get out there. So having that ability to remotely see his display, talk him through the problem, tell him what buttons to push and exactly what to have him do, we fixed the problem in 5 to 10 minutes versus him waiting a day and a half for a technician to get out there and truly solve that problem.
And that's vital, especially this time of year. I mean, a lot of things can happen in a day and a half. So from a Precision Ag standpoint, what do you guys do to save the customer time / money?
What I'm focusing on from a Precision Ag standpoint with the Ops Center and the ability to do things remotely, a customer will call me up and say, hey, I need, these guidance lines transferred to this machine, or these AutoPath lines, which AutoPath's becoming a more and more big thing in our world, and or variety locator or other files that need to be on this specific machine so it can do a specific task. That customer could call me. I can quickly get in there, his account. If we've got our permission level set up correctly, I can go in there and
do it for him
and save him time.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of these guys, they say, well, I'll do it myself. Well, then they come and they're like, oh, wait a minute, I didn't take that extra time and do it myself. I do need some extra support.
And all of a
I
sudden
need that.
it's May, and you got to be planting, right?
Yep, and
So
they got to be
that's
planting and time crunch. We've all seen it. You know,
Yep.
we all say we can get things done, but we all can use a little extra help here and there.
Yeah, correct, and that's where you guys come into play. Jared, walk me through kind of what CTAC does now, and then we'll get to where it's going to move to in the future.
Well, CTAC mainly does internal and external support.
And which one would you say is percentage-wise? Is it about 50-50, or is it a little bit of more than the other?
Probably 50%, yeah, is helping out and answering those technical questions, whether it be internal or external. I'd say the other 25% of the time, they're handling things like subscriptions and renewals on different things. And then the other 25% of the time, they're doing back-end work, handling things like our JD Link MTGs, getting those moved and helping through that process with the company.
So as we know, Deere is moving to more of a subscription-based model. Do you guys see a rising need for CTAC within the organization and even for external support? Is that what it's going to look like?
Yeah, the subscriptions, like I said, are usually seasonal. We try to get them in during that November, December timeframe if people are wanting to put them in this particular calendar year, or it's going to be into January, February, March timeframe, and next year getting guys ready for the next season. But once the subscriptions and those types of things are handled in that particular part of the season, usually it's in-field support, during times of the year when we're doing planting and harvesting, or the heavy use season. So
you guys are jack of all trades type guys. Where do you guys see growth, and where do you guys want to be moving towards as a group? Main
goals, like I said, is absolutely help the customer out, get them a timely answer no matter what they're working on, get it to them, get them a quick answer. We always want the customers, the first line, to be their local salesperson or their local service department. But if it is something that, we know those people are busy, they should always know that we're that second line of defense to get problem solved in a quick hurry.
And not only just a second line, but a dependable, reliable second line of defense, right?
Right. And we've got guys in there with multiple years of, technical experience. We got a couple of past technicians that worked for a number of years in Deere and worked as technicians. We've got other guys such as myself that grew up around the precision ag side of it and are heavily focused on precision ag. And then we've got other guys with other areas of expertise.
So you guys have a well-rounded bunch of strengths. Where do you guys see that you need to improve upon?
I think in the short term, things are kind of evolving rather rapidly. We use a lot remote display access a lot. We utilize a lot of the other technologies that are coming up. I just think back, 3-4 years ago, we didn't have the ability to do a lot of the remote display access. We didn't have the ability to push remote software. We didn't have the ability to do a lot of these remote things. But that's the thing I guess we're focusing on short term, is to make sure that we are that line of defense and we can do those remote things faster and faster. Because I think it's going to be, as this technology evolves and becomes more and more advanced, it takes more and more training to get those things done.
More and more training and manpower. And that's what I think is where you guys are at, is the technology has reached a point where you guys can better help the customer. The technology gets you so far, but you guys push over the finish line type thing. So that's where I see it moving towards. And with where we're at currently, CTAC is a very vital part of our organization. It's going to take more manpower from you guys to move to help out sales, help out parts, help out precision, because if you guys are good front line and are getting fielded well questions, we can all be more successful.
Yep.
And I think you feel the same way. So I guess with that, we'll wrap up this episode of the FarmCast. For me and Jared, please drop a like and drop a comment. Signing off.